Today is January 16th, 2023. I'm on Reading Road. We're doing a sewer camera inspection. I'm using an access point that's located on the left side foundation wall, and the report is as follows. All right, so we've got the cast iron main stack here. Let me wipe off this camera so I can get you a good view. Lots of rusties and crusties here along the way, especially down here at the bottom. The other thing that's worth mentioning too is that this main stack is made out of 3-inch. And so 3 inches is the minimum diameter when it comes to plumbing for something that involves a toilet. And so in this case, this is a centralized plumbing stack that collects your toilet, your shower, your tub, your vanity sink, your kitchen sink. And in this case, it's stacked. So this one that I'm entering into, it services the left side of the house. So that's going to be unit 1 and 4. And then we've got a carbon copy of that on the opposite side. So the condition of this cast iron isn't great. Now, I will be fair to you that it did not leak when I tested it earlier in the inspection. But I also notice here that as I open up the camera or put the camera into the pipe, that you see here that we have a restriction issue. And so my camera here just barely wants to slide through this pipe. And that's because when we deal with cast iron, we also deal with corrosion. And with corrosion also equals expansion. And so that pipe is kind of tightening itself down slightly onto the interior diameter of the pipe, which in essence is going to restrict flow. It makes it scrub speed, so things aren't moving as quickly and efficiently as they should. And ultimately, this material, the best thing I can put in a nutshell is it's at the end of its life. And so you should expect repairs. You should expect replacement. So kind of keep that in mind as we go forward here. All right, as we move forward from here, we move into a little bit better material. This is terracotta clay piping. And so both of the materials that I'm showing you here so far, these are original components for a home of this age. Now, clay pipe has a whole different set of potential issues. Cracks, chips, breaks, disconnections, improper pitch, kind of lead the frame as far as potential issues, but so far here, we're looking mighty, mighty fine. You may notice here as we push along every 3 feet, there is a connection point in our pipe, and that is basically a method in which the pipe is not only linked together, but it also allows our pipe to kind of move or flex. So the ground is constantly shifting and moving, and we have a masonry material as our primary pipe. And so if it can't flex or move, the concern would be, are we going to end up with damage of some nature? And we don't want that, of course. And so those joints, again, allow that opportunity for some movement to be had without the cracking. All right, so check this out right here. So we've got a little bit of cracking happening in this area, and also to go with that, we have a little bit of root infiltration over here on the right. Now the interesting piece here is that you see that the cracks that we have stay really close to this edge. Well, when the pipe gets linked together, you have an overlapping section of pipe in that area. And basically it's kind of like an oversized bell on one end and then a straight cut pipe. Well, the pipe that we're in is supplying the bell, and the pipe ahead of us is supplying the straight cut pipe. And so while this is a concern because the pipe is obviously cracked, which generally speaking tells us that it moved a little bit more than what the pipe would allow for, the good news is that the pipe is still kind of covered because it's over that bell section of the pipe. So my thought process behind this is that, well, this isn't ideal. However, I think that we're okay. I don't think that we need to rush out and do anything about it. Be aware that you have some imperfections, but nothing to be done at this time. And to be fair, at the end of the day, having a pipe of this age and finding one that's absolutely perfect, it's kind of a crapshoot. I mean, it just doesn't hardly happen. So Some cobwebs there. You can see the pipe really starting to move downhill quite a bit quicker here. That is because we are close to the city, and bam, right there you have it. City sewer tap, total distance of about 106 feet. So overall, I'm pretty pleased. Now, one of the things here, and I especially on an investment property, I don't expect you to, but I'm going to say it anyways because I've seen my clients get themselves into trouble before, is that one of the biggest issues we have with roots, I already jumped the chase. One of the biggest issues we have with terracotta clay pipe is roots. And so people will plant trees in their front yard, and that'll give us big time issues as those trees get larger and allow for those roots to chase themselves into this pipe. When we talk about that one particular area that I talked about where they had some hairline cracks inside the pipe and things of that nature, if I had to take a guess, because of the current roots that are just barely sticking through but dead, those are dead roots, that maybe in the past we've used an auger in this pipe, and that auger maybe damaged the edge of that pipe as it was kind of turning and burning through our pipe here. So again, I'm not concerned about it, but the name of the game here is that the more foreign objects that go down your sewer line, the higher risk of possible damage. So if we can stay out of our sewer line with cleaning tools and things of that nature, that's definitely the route we want to take. The other takeaway that you should have here is that the cast iron pipe, which is also highlighted inside the inspection report, is at the end of its days. And whether you choose to replace that now because of its current state but not leaking, or if you choose to kind of roll the dice for a little bit longer before you decide to take the plunge into replacement, is completely up to you. But there are some warning signs here that says that it's not far from its final days. So weeks, months, I don't have a crystal ball here exactly, but definitely some room for improvement in the cast iron region of our inspection. So I'll leave us with that. Overall, I'm going to leave you with no concerns, no recommendations at this present point in time. Nothing that has to be done immediately, but I left you there with a couple things to think about as you move forward.